If you're looking for the best sports memorabilia and card break room on the internet, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. Tonight's action will move fast, so we want to prep you for what you're about to see on your screen. First, the all-important dice roll number. At the top of the show, the host will randomize a series of numbers. The number selected from the randomizer will become the dice roll number for the entire show. Meaning every mystery box that is broken, the names of every collector will be placed on a list and randomized using the dice roll number for the show. Next, you see this black ticker down here? This shows you which numbers are still available in each and every Ultimate Autographs mystery box series. When a break fills or sells out, the host will ask for a number. This is where you make your selection from. Simply type a number in the chat, and the host will pick the first number they see. Throughout the show, you may see two different types of breaks: divisional and top spot. Divisional breaks are most common. In this format, all 8 individuals who enter a football-themed break will be positioned next to one of 8 football divisions after their names are randomized using the show's dice roll number. When the mystery box is opened, the football division of the team represented in that mystery box becomes the winning division. The lucky collector whose name is randomly placed next to that football division takes home the signed piece of authenticated memorabilia. Our top spot format is typically reserved for giveaways, college-themed series, and non-football breaks. In a top spot break, all names are added to a list. They are randomized using the show's dice roll number. At the end of the randomization, the name at the top becomes the winner of the signed item or prize. Breaking sports memorabilia has never been easier or more fun than it is in Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. Remember, every mystery box series you see on the show can also be purchased as a personal mystery box that is either shipped directly to your home for you to open, or you can request to have it opened on a future Ultimate Autographs Live Breaks broadcast. Also, while you're waiting for your break to fill, we encourage you to look around ultimateautographs.com to see if you find a piece of memorabilia you love and want to add to your collection. And don't forget, every live break spot you purchase automatically earns you 6% back in UA cash that you can later exchange for a mystery box or a signed item of your choosing. All right, the time has come. Let's break some certified, authentic sports memorabilia in Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. Tell them, boys.
Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. I'm Kamen here with Steven. Got a big show today, Steven. We have 17 Brady mini boxes left. Tom Brady has not been pulled yet. We also have a Joe Montana camo mini out there as well. So it's not just Brady in that series. I believe Davante Adams, Travis Kelce, Curtis Martin, a lot of headliners still left in the Brady series. I also told Donnie, we were talking about this earlier today, can't believe that the Breezy Does It series has not taken off. Would love to pull some sick helmets out of the Breezy Does It. We have Davante Adams out there, Kyler Murray flat white out there as well, Roger Staubach, a sick non-headliner. So a lot of good stuff on the website. We condensed our website. Most of the stuff that's on there is really the popular stuff people want to play. Yeah. So anyways, let's get started. Let's get started with our dice roll. We need 6 or higher to play. We do have 1 break already filled up, Steven.
Off to a good start.
Off to a good start. Throwing the randomizer on. Dice roll is, ooh, this is good. This could be a good sign of things to come. It's 8. It's my lucky number. My favorite number, 8, is our dice roll. All right, let's go to our wheel. Let's see what our chase item of the day is today. The chase today is Thanks Mean Joe. That's a good one. That is our replica helmet series, our black box. That's a good one. That is definitely a really good one. We have, I believe, most of those headliners still out there in that series. We just got started on that one. So the list of headliners in that series is, I'll show you here on our webpage. We've got Justin Jefferson, Sean Alexander, Deion Sanders, Lawrence Taylor, Fred Taylor, Jason Taylor, Joe Green himself, of course, and Jamal Charles. So, pretty good list there. A good chase to have today. Dice roll is 8, actually. I filled out the wrong one. Dice roll is 8. Chase is Thanks Mean Joe Green. First break of the day. If you guys can get us a box number for that one, we could get started with the Brady. Actually, we need 2 box numbers. Thanks, Mean Joe. Let's see. We have 30, 31, 36, 37, basically 38 through 43. Cody, how you doing, Cody? How are you, my man? Also, our Dutch item of the day is Justin Fields. We started this bad boy at $4.85. This is a full-size replica Eclipse. A brand new, beautiful signature. There's only one very small blemish. I'm almost surprised this is a Dutch. We have that little white spot on top of the helmet. That's just about the only thing that is wrong with it. 38 and 42, says Matthew Kerr. Cody, I think you just missed me say it, but I'll say it again just for you. Who's in the Mean Joe? Headliners include Deion Sanders on a Lunar, Justin Jefferson, Sean Alexander Lunar, Fred Taylor on a Flash Jaguars, Jason Taylor, Flash Dolphins, Jamal Charles, Lawrence Taylor, and of course Joe Green. Matthew Kerr coming in with 38 and 42 on the Brady. I'll take 38 and 42 off the ticker, and we'll get ripping. Let's see, Matthew's in here. We have Tyler Meek, George, Zachary Erickson, and Richard Adcook are all in this very Brady mini, Steven.
Nice. Let's see if we pull them.
We will find out. We will find out. A good chance that we'll pull in this show if you guys want to get through at least pulling Mr. Brady. As I told Steven before the show, we have 7 double box breaks of this and a triple break if we get that far. So we're going to do 8 Brady breaks at the very most today. Can't do any more because...
I hope that answers the question for you, Chris Roberts. You wanted to know if the Bradys were going to be doubles the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think the plan, Chris, is for the Bradys to be doubles, so we get moving on those. I think that's what the team decided last night. Are you really wanting a single, Chris?
Can you buy the boxes?
We can't. This is a break room exclusive.
Oh, nice.
Actually, before I rip these bad boys, let's randomize for your divisions. I got so excited. Jake or Jakeem, we are doing great, my man. We are most likely going to pull the Tom Brady. I said this earlier, only 17 boxes left in the Brady series. We can get all of them done today, so we can ideally drop a Brady tonight for the next show. You know I like the snipe, Chris says. You can still get the snipe, Chris, if you buy both, and you can get 2 items. 8 was our dice roll, my favorite number. 7 and 8. All right, this is going to be a look at your divisions. You got Matthew Kerr in the NFC North, Zachary Erickson in the NFC South, Richard Adcook in the East, Matthew Kerr in the NFC West, also the AFC North and AFC West. Tyler Meek has the AFC South, and George Dredge has the AFC East. All right, I don't think Donnie won $94 billion.
He wouldn't be here.
He was here this morning, my man. All right, box 38. Brady Minis. Don't pull that Brady, LOL, says Matthew Kerr. Oh, because Zachary Erickson has the NFC South. This is Brady Eclipse on the Buccaneers. No worries, Matthew Kerr, for you at least. Zachary Erickson, I'm sorry, I believe. Let me pull the card. I think this is Patrick Willis. The little sticker is in here. It is, in fact, Patrick Willis, a 49ers linebacker, one of the very best in the 2000s, a multi-time Pro Bowler, a guy that you did not want to face, Patrick Willis, that is the NFC West, and that is Matthew Kerr. Hey, Matt, Brady's not pulled. You got yourself a win to start the show. That is an Eclipse Mini with Patrick Willis. You're a big Patrick Willis fan, are you not, Steven?
I do enjoy me some Patrick Willis. One of the best linebackers of my generation.
Yep, it was Ray Lewis, Urlacher, and then probably Willis is the third best that we watched, at least. Obviously, other guys are better historically, like Mr. Lawrence Taylor, but this guy's not bad.
Not bad. He also retired. probably a little earlier than he could have, but he wanted to, maintain his health.
Yes, it's important. Make the Hall of Fame, maybe? I think he'll make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he should make the Hall of Fame.
Patrick Willis Mini.
Seven-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, Hall of Fame All-2010s team, 2007 AP Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's going to the Hall of Fame.
I love that little gold signature there. Look at that gold on that one. Looks nice. What is wrong with the Dutch? Jake, almost nothing is wrong with the Dutch. It is just that top little spot there, the white spot. Actually, Steven, if you could flip the Dutch so we see the signature. Let's see. What is wrong with the Dutchie besides the GM head coach in the system? That is the only thing that's wrong with it. Jake, I'll ask Donnie about that money, but I'm pretty sure you didn't win $94 billion. That sounds good, though. Show that bad boy off, Steven. Product cam, actually, over here would be even nicer. That's it. That's all that's wrong with that Dutch. Nothing else. All right, let's do the second break so we can move on along. Second box of the same break. Tom Brady is still out there. And to me, just as nice is that Joe Montana camo mini as well, Steven. And this is the NFC West, so Matthew Kerr could get the Montana camo and get a double win. This isn't bad. Darren Woodson from the Dallas Cowboys. Darren Woodson, 23 career interceptions, 3-time Super Bowl champ, 4-time first-team All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler. Darren Woodson on the Cowboys. He signed it. Number 28, 3-time Super Bowl champ. Part of those Cowboys teams in the 90s. They were pretty good. That is the NFC East, and that is Richard Atcook. Richard, you're taking home Darren Woodson Mini. Nice. We getting close on the next Brady, Steven?
We're 5 away on that.
5 away on the next Brady, guys. Brady is still out there after the first break. Richard Adcook and Matthew Kerr taking home nice wins. Nice defensive players. Nice. Good start to the show, Steven.
Yes.
We are moving. We are grooving. We are selling good merchandise. Justin Fields has one of the best signatures I've seen.
It's really good for a young guy.
Beautiful signature. Much better than Baker Mayfield, another young guy. I've learned in the memorabilia biz, Steven, people like a nice big signature, like Mr. Fields. They don't want that little spot that Baker Mayfield does.
Especially if you have to pay for it.
That's right. That is right. All right, let's take a look at where we are on our website after our first break. We are, let's take a look, 5 away from the football slabs, 4 away from the next Brady, 7 away from the Thanks Mean Joe Green, 7 away from the Naughty or Nice. I'll say this about the Naughty or Nice. I think Joe Montana, Taylor, Michael Vick are still out there.
Who was that you just pulled out of there?
I just pulled a Darren Woodson mini, one of the best defensive backs of the 90s.
Okay, cool.
So a lot of headliners still out there in the Naughty or Nice jersey. I believe all the headliners out there in Thanks Mean Joe full-size helmet break. That is our replica series. And then, of course, we still have Tom Brady. We still have Joe Montana out there in the Very Brady mini. I believe we also have Devontae Adams, Curtis Martin, and Travis Kelce maybe. So a lot of those guys are still out there in that Brady, an absolute 6 series.
Yep, and we're going to have Brady number 2 coming up right here.
All right, who closed us out? 4?
Matthew Kerr.
Matthew Kerr. He said don't pull the Brady last time around. He probably wants the Brady right now. I can tell you who else wants that. Michael Lepre, Craig M., Chris Roberts is in here, Nestor Rodriguez. They want it if they have the right division, which this is the Brady on the Bucks. So, all right, let me clean this bad boy up a little bit here so it looks good on the screen for you guys. If we can get 2 box numbers for the next Brady, that would be great. What's the chase, Cody? Neff, the chase is Thanks Mean Joe. 37 says Chris Roberts. Okay, Chris gave us 37. If we can get one more, guys, this is a double box break. 37 is yours, Chris. And if we can get one more box number. I don't want to thank Mean Joe, says Jake. That's okay.
Then don't play.
Don't play. You don't have to thank him. Someone else will thank him. One more box number, guys. 37. I've took it off the ticker for Chris Roberts. And 40, says Matthew Kerr. Okay, 37 and 40. All right, I'll get both of those right now. Chris, you said 41. Matthew just barely beat you there, coming in before you. But you got your 37. A lot of headliners still to go in this series. If not Tom Brady, multiple headliners out there.
True.
All right. We'll randomize for the divisions rather, and we'll see who gets the coveted NFC South. That's not a bad division to have. AFC West is pretty good. As a Chiefs fan, Travis Kelce is in there, as is the NFC West with Mr. Joe Montana on a camo. We're going 8 times for our divisions, guys. 6, 7, one more, and 8. Michael Lepre should be up top. Lepre, Chris Roberts at the bottom. Chris will have the AFC West. Chris, that's where Travis Kelce is hiding. The NFC South, though, belongs to Matthew Kerr. So Matthew Kerr probably wants that NFC South hit right about now. All right, here we go. We'll start with the first one, 37. Nestor Rodriguez is also in here. He's in the AFC North. Craig M. is in the NFC East. Michael Lepre in the NFC North. Matthew Kerr has 4 out of 8 slots, so 50% chance for a dub for Mr. Kerr. All right, here we go. It is the NFC South hit. It's not Tom Brady. It's Willie Roaf. Willie Roaf, one of the greatest offensive linemen of all time. Hall of Fame 2012, Willie Roaf on the New Orleans Saints. He also played for my Chiefs as well. Nice hit on Willie Roaf. That is going home to you, Matthew Kerr. You got the NFC South. You didn't get Mr. Brady, but hey, there's one more to go. Willie Roaf is yours. Let me write this bad boy up. Brady or Joe would be nice now. Matthew Kerr also has the NFC West, so he will settle for Joe Montana. That's how good this series is. Steven, you say you settle for Joe Montana. Normally, that's the prize dog.
Yeah, you don't say that often.
Joe Montana has, I believe, the second most Super Bowl wins as a quarterback. Montana and Terry Bradshaw each had 4. Tom Brady has 7. 7 Super Bowls. That's crazy.
That would explain the rings.
That would explain the rings. Roaf. All right, well, there we go. All right, we're going to do the second one. We will see what is coming out of this bad boy. There's a good chance something good is coming because we have a lot of headliners still out there besides Mr. Brady. Box 40. Here we go. All right. We have Natron Means, the Chargers running back in the 90s. 1,350 rushing yards in 94 was his best season. He was a Pro Bowler, an All-Pro selection. Means was a mean back. He was a guy that would run guys over. That is the AFC West, and that is Chris Roberts. So, Chris, you got your single spot snipe that you wanted on the double. Didn't get the Brady, but you got Mr. Means. Mean Green Machine. Means Mini. So, Brady and Montana are still out there, guys. A lot of good stuff still to come. We have what now? After those, we should have 13 boxes left. 13 minis left in this series. We could pull the Brady today.
So 5 doubles and a triple.
5 doubles and a triple. Chris Roberts says, you won't believe this Kamen, but I literally, or literally, as Chris Traeger from Parks and Rec says, had a dream last night. I won a Natron means today. Seriously, says Chris. Seriously. Are you serious, Chris? Well, hey. UA Live Break Room, where dreams come true. Right, Steven?
Yeah.
Chris Roberts' dream did come true.
Funny how that works out.
I am not kidding. Chris, I believe you. I believe you. Chris Roberts is a man of integrity, a man of honesty. I certainly believe you, Chris. You made it happen. You wished it into existence. Next, someone has to say, I had a dream that I won Tom Brady. Maybe maybe that's what you need to do.
Yeah, you can't just force a dream like that.
Those dreams don't just happen.
They just come to you.
They just come to you.
Like a Natron means.
Natron means. All right, the next Brady should be up on the website. We've got one person already bought in. We also have only 5 slots away from our football slab cards. That's a pretty nice series as well. And then we have, let's see, 9 left in the beater box, 7 left in the Thanks Mean Joe full-size helmet break. That one series, we just started yesterday. So all those headliners are still out there. A lot of sick helmets in the Thanks Mean Joe series, one I recommend. 7 left in the Naughty or Nice. And then we also have 7 left in the Breezy Does It. I said this, our best series in the website. I'm actually literally frustrated that we haven't been able to get you as many beautiful helmets as we thought we would on the Breezy Does It. And we only have my other favorite series on the site, the Multisport Slabs. 4 left in the Multisport Slabs. LeBron James and Tiger Wood cards are out there in that one. So we'll take the time to lower our Dutch price. We started the Bears' first-round pick, the talented quarterback out of Ohio State. He can chuck it a mile. He can also run it fast. That is Justin Fields. Minor white little scratch at the top. Otherwise, it's in perfect condition. $485. Let's knock off $85. How does 400 sound, Steven?
Sounds good.
We aren't messing around. That Dutch is available for $400.
That is live right now.
That is live on the page right now. I see we just had an order. Let's see who we got here in our order sheet. Bob Boulay is in here. Okay, Bob. Todd Peterson also looks like they both bought into the next Brady. Matthew Kerr, Chris Roberts, Craig Marcoux, Nestor Rodriguez, Michael Lepre. All these folks have bought in orders this morning. We really, really appreciate you guys. Zachary Erickson and Richard Adcook were carryovers from last night. Couple big games in the NFL this week. One of the biggest is Cardinals-Rams on Monday Night Football. Well, of course, I said we have that Kyler Murray helmet in our Breezy Does It series. Steven, do you like the Cardinals or the Rams on Monday Night Football?
Where is it at?
It is in Arizona.
Yeah, it depends on who's playing.
Okay, well, Kyler Murray played last week. DeAndre Hopkins played last week against the Bears. They both looked good. Chances are they're both going to play in that game.
Yeah, I like the Cardinals.
I would bet a lot of money on the Cardinals minus 2.5. They beat the Rams 37-20 in this season's earlier matchup. The Cardinals are 9-3 against the spread. The Rams are just 5-7. The Rams are 8-4, but the teams they've beaten include the Bears, the Giants, the Jaguars, the Seahawks, the Lions, the Texans. Some of the worst teams in the NFL. When they've played teams like the Titans, the Packers, they've lost big. So outside of that Bucs win, the Rams haven't had a lot of luck against the good competition. The Cardinals have been dominating everybody. So I like the Cardinals in that game at minus 2.5. That's a good one to put some money on, I think at least, Steven.
Yeah, well, you got Brady number 3 all filled out.
All right, Brady number 3 is ready to go. We don't mess around in the break room. Matthew Kerr's not messing around. He's got 6 out of 8 slots in Brady number 3. Todd Peterson and Bob Boulay are also in here. Matthew Kerr was on the hunt last weekend for that Michael Vick Virginia Tech helmet. He got it. So let's see if you can get the Brady. Matthew, Bob, or Todd Peterson, if you guys can get us 2 box numbers, 30, 31, 36, 39, 41, and 43 are up on the ticker. 2 box numbers. 43 says Bob. All right, 43 is going off the ticker. 43 is gone, Bob.
Number 4 is live.
Number 4 is live. And we need one more, guys. Bob is coming in with 43. Matthew Kerr or Todd Peterson, if you guys can get us one, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, I will randomize for the other. Or, Bob, you can also get us a second one because I know Matthew Kerr's in here. Maybe he just doesn't want to call out a box number.
Yeah, there's some guys that just like to let everyone else.
Tony Payne's one of those guys. He likes to have us call out the numbers. One more number, 36. All right, Bob, thank you very much. 36 is going off the ticker. I'm going to add in 2 more numbers for our next break so that you guys have a couple more options next time around. 44 and 45 are also going up. This time, 36 and 43 are going down. Here we go. The Brady series is hot. Hot, hot, hot off the oven, Steven.
Yes,
Although it's not
is.
off the oven because it's been around the last couple days. All right, 36 and 43, Bob. Perfect placement for those. Move over, Justin Fields. We're hunting legendary quarterbacks. Hopefully Fields can be a legend one day. Us Bear fans are hoping for that. 2 great quarterbacks out there. Tom Brady, also Joe Montana on a camo. We're going to randomize you guys up for your divisions. Other interesting game this week, Steven. Bucks and Bills. Tom Brady and the Bucks hosting the Bills. The Bills, if they lose, they'll drop to 7-6 after that hot start. And I think they will.
Yeah. This is about the time that Tom Brady and company start to round into form.
Yep, once December comes around, they don't mess around.
Time to start feeding playoff Lenny. Speaking of playoffs, I got him in there, so we need
I've got some hope. I have Leonard Fournette as well. My team needs to win out and get some help, but there is all of a sudden some hope on the fantasy train.
There you go.
All right, so there's a look at your divisions. Bob Boulay, I will clean this up a little bit, is in the NFC North. Matthew Kerr has the NFC South for Mr. Brady and the NFC West for Mr. Montana. Todd Peterson is the AFC North. The easiest way to do this, Bob in the NFC North, Todd Peterson in the AFC North, and Matthew Kerr is everywhere else. So here we go. Let's get a ripping. We'll start with 36. We'll go the low number first. Maybe Bob has a strategy. He called out the lowest one we had on the ticker and the highest one. Bob is strategizing. He's a strategist. You know that.
He's a veteran.
He's a veteran. Speaking of veterans.
Veteran of veterans?
Mark Ripien. The Washington football team. He was a quarterback from 86 to 02, 115 career pass TDs, nearly 19,000 yards, 2-time Super Bowl champ, and a Super Bowl MVP. He signed it for you right there. Mark Ripien, Super Bowl MVP. That is the NFC East, and that is Matthew Kerr. A lot of quarterbacks in this series, Steven.
Yes, it is.
A lot of QBs. Ripien. Nice. Just foreshadowing to another quarterback coming out anytime now, huh?
I mean, it just keeps getting tighter and tighter.
We're getting closer and closer.
Rip in.
Brady is still out there. Rippin', Mark Rippin'. How does that sound? Hey, Matthew Kerr keeps getting wins. He's not getting the Brady yet, but he keeps getting wins. Matthew Kerr is en fuego right now. Rippin' Mini. Nice. Very nice. Pronounced Rippin. That's right, Mark Rippin. That's why we're rippin'. Bob knows the pronunciations. Mark Rippin. Looks like Ripien, but it's Rippin. Washington had some good quarterbacks back in that era. Doug Williams, Mark Rippin, Joe Theismann. Now they have Taylor Heineke, who is better than people would have imagined, but still a step down.
True.
Step up from Haskins, or who did they have? Was it
Haskins and Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Yeah. Oh, Fitzmagic. I do like Fitzmagic. All right, box 43 is next.
I like him in select spots.
Select spots. All right, 43. Well, we're talking about multi-time Super Bowl champs. This isn't Tom Brady. It's not Joe Montana. It's Rocky Blair. 4-time Super Bowl champ, backup running back to Franco Harris in the 70s for the Steelers. Rocky Blair, a solid backup running back. Todd Peterson with the single spot snipe in the AFC North. Blair Mini is coming home to you, Todd. Blyer. I knew it was Blyer. Actually, it's funny because I looked up how to say his name, and it was Blyer. That is correct. Blyer is a beast. Todd Peterson.
Oh, Todd. Get yourself a Rocky Blyer.
Rocky Blyer. A lot of Super Bowl champs today. Back-to-back Super Bowl champs. 4 of them for Rocky Blyer. 2 of them for Mark Rippin. Joe Montana has 4. Tom Brady has 7. Those guys are still out there. The theme today is Super Bowl champions. Bob, is it natron or natron means? Because I've seen both pronunciations. I looked up the guy because we have him in our series often. Looked up some natron or natron means highlights, and I heard both pronunciations because I wanted to see how to say his name. Do you think it's natron or natron? Bob said, I figured I'd try once for NFC South. No luck. See y'all later. Okay, Bob. Well, hey, looking forward to seeing you later. How are we looking on the next Brady?
We are 6 away.
I always thought it was natron. All right, well, natron. We'll go with natron, Bob. You are the guy that would know. Now, we have some fun names. I actually looked up how to say some of these names. Rocky Blyer was one of them, and I had it written out phonetically, but I must have forgotten and said Blair. It looks like Blair, but it's Blyer. A couple other series to make note on besides the Brady series. We do only have 4 slots left in the football slab cards. I know how much you guys like that, and definitely would like to do the Thanks Mean Joe, at least one break of that, because that is our chase item. All the headliners are out there. Not to mention that we get a pull out of our advent calendar instead of UA cash, or you can have double the UA cash. So this season we have a lot of giving going on in the break room. It is much more advantageous, I can't even talk, that we do a wheels or chase item. Let's get this chase done, says Cody. I agree. Trone like loan, says Bob. I like that. Trone like loan. Who's in the Mean Joe right now? Is the Brady Mini still out there? C-Boss, the Brady Mini is still out there. We have what, Steven? We've done 6 of them. I told you we had 17, so there's 11 boxes left. 11 boxes left. The Brady Mini is still out there, C-Boss, in our 11 boxes, as is...
There's 9 boxes.
9 boxes left, as is the Joe Montana Camo. So you have nearly a 25% chance of pulling a top 5 quarterback of all time in that series.
That's one way to sell.
That's one way to sell. I really like that Joe Montana. I know people want that Brady Eclipse, but that's a Joe Montana Camo. I've never once in my life seen a Joe Montana Camo before, Steven. That's pretty sick. Pretty sick.
Oh, that's ready for you.
All right, the next one is ready. I'm guessing Matthew Kerr's in there, huh?
Nope, he is not.
Matthew Kerr is not in there. Okay, well, new folks in there. Craig Marco. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. He wants his hands on a Brady. Terry Briner, a longtime customer, Welcome back, Terry Briner, Michael Walker, and Steve Myers. All right, guys. Is Cody in the Mean Joe?
Yes.
Okay, Cody, you are in the Mean Joe. Matthew Kerr says they were too fast, couldn't get in the next one. Well, Matthew, maybe you can get in.
The next one's about to be live here in a few seconds.
The next one's about to be live here in a few seconds, as Steven said. So hop in now if you can.
Or wait to see what's pulled.
I would hop in now.
That's what I would do.
Because the chances of us pulling Montana and Brady in the same one are very low.
That's a lot higher than it was.
It is a lot higher than it was. If we can get a box number or 2 box numbers from you guys, Steve Myers, Michael Walker, Terry Briner, Craig Marcoux, and Chris Bostain. If we can get not 1, but 2 box numbers, let us know. Cody is in the Mean Joe.
Yep.
All right.
There you go. Number 5's ready.
Number 5 is up on the site. We have, let's see, 30, 31, 39, 41, 44, and 45 in the ticker. 41 and 44 says C-Boss. I believe that's Chris Bostain. I would take 41 and 44 off the ticker. Michael Walker had 31 and 44. You were just barely beat, Michael. So we are going to go ahead and get the 41 and 44. 41 and 44 is coming your way. All right, guys, we are randomizing for your divisions here. We're planning on doing a 7-box break to close out the Brady series. How does that sound after we do the next break? So we have Craig M is up top. Craig M should be at the bottom. A lot of slots for Craig. Let's take a look at your divisions here. We've got Craig is in the NFC North, AFC East, AFC West, and AFC North. We have Steve Myers in the NFC South. Steve Myers is in the Brady division. Terry Briner is in the NFC East. And then Chris Bostain is out in the NFC West. That is the division of Joe Montana, who is still out here, I believe, in this series as well. So box 41. Here we go. We're going chronologically. Good luck, guys. All right, let's see what we got here. 41. Box 41. Who called out 41? Chris Bostain called out 41.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness, Tom Brady. Hello there, Tom. How you doing, Tom? Mr. Brady. Tom Brady waited till one of the later series to get him done. 41, 7-time Super Bowl champ. The GOAT of football, I'm told. One of the greatest that's ever played any sport. Has all the records out there in the NFL. And he is going home to Steve Myers. How about this, guys? Steve Myers, single spot, snipe. All it takes is one to play. Unbelievable. Steve Myers, you're taking home Tom Brady. Steve, I hope you're happy, as Todd Peterson had a feeling. Fire! Fire! Straight fire. Unbelievable.
So hold on, time out. The real question here is, he's been the GOAT, so you've told. You don't believe he's the GOAT? Kamen?
I'm
just kidding.
What? Just do. Did we post that $7 break?
No.
So Ty had a feeling. So here's the thing about Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He might be he might be the GOAT. He might be the GOAT, but Steven, I think Peyton Manning to me is on the same level as Tom Brady. I think Patrick Mahomes could be even better when he's done. So I think Brady's definitely been helped by having great teammates. But I mean, if he's not the GOAT, he's definitely in the conversation. I just have a lot of respect for what Peyton Manning did all those years, you know, and Drew Brees and others. Joe Montana, I think, is in that same level. Jesus, says Cody Neff. I had a feeling when Matt said he wasn't fast enough. You know what? Let me show this one more time. Steve Myers, are you in here? Steve Myers, let us know if you're in here. Steve Myers, let me show this bad boy up front to you.
This is just going to get a Tom Brady helmet at his door.
Signature at the top, Tom Brady, the Eclipse Buccaneers helmet. One more look at this bad boy. This is beautiful. Steve Myers, let us know if you're in here. Because otherwise, you're going to get yourself a nice surprise. If you guys are friends with Steve Myers, send him a message, because he just got the dub. That's nuts, says Cody. Nuts indeed. Nuts and bolts indeed. Brady. Fire! Fire! Call the fire department, Steven. Because it's hot in the break room.
We might have to.
Call the fire department.
We might have to.
Brady, Mini, Steve Myers.
What do you think the odds Joe Montana's 44?
That would be one of the craziest breaks ever. That would be one of the craziest breaks ever for sure.
Let's see it.
Let's see it. We have a quarterback, but it's not Joe Montana. It's Lynn Dickey, one of the best signatures in sports. Lynn Dickey is just another one of those great Packers quarterbacks. Led the NFL in passing touchdowns in 1983, All-Pro that year. Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer. One of the best signatures in the game, Lynn Dickey. Still a nice hit. Craig Marcoux had all those spots. Didn't get Brady. He got another number 12 quarterback instead, though. Lynn Dickey. Craig, you are taking home Mr. Lynn Dickey. Nice.
There she blows. Still Joe Montana out there.
Joe Montana's still out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, he is still out there.
Camo Joe.
Brady!
Camo Joan. Donnie's excited.
Brady!
Donnie's excited.
I love him. He's so handsome.
We do these...
Tommy, can you have my keys and wallet?
Yes, I can. We do these hit of the day videos, Donnie. You think I'm going with Brady?
Now you're going to go Lynn Dickey.
Lynn Dickey instead?
The other number 12.
The other number 12.
Woo!
I love it.
Hey,
Hey, did you win $94 billion today?
In my virtual slot games, I did.
Okay, there you go.
94 billion in my virtual
Okay,
slots.
because Jake was saying you're a $94 billion
Are you
man.
gonna buy some virtual real estate with that?
No,
Oh, you
I'm
should.
going to spend it all on the virtual slots.
Yeah, you should.
That's incredible.
We'll never win again.
Yeah, probably not.
Steve Myers. Steve Myers. Let's hunt down Steve Myers. Where are you, Steve? Steve is probably like speechless right now. He's like, what is going on?
Yeah, I mean that would be sweet, but that would mean we'd have to make Brady the top spot break.
Chris Roberts makes a good point. Chris had 41 on his break, but was too late. Matthew Kurz had 40. Matthew, you had NFC South. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, wow. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, we go with whoever calls out the box numbers first. Maybe Matthew Kurz should say like, oh, you know what? I want the one Chris Roberts called out next time. Picking himself off the floor still, says Todd Peterson. Picking himself off the floor still. Fire. I had a feeling Brady was going to get pulled today. I foreshadowed it because I told Mike this on Monday night when we first broke this series. I told him, Mike, I have a feeling that either me or you is going to pull the Brady. Mike was breaking Tuesday night. I was Wednesday afternoon at the noon show. I had a feeling Brady might go today. I mean, when we get down to so few boxes, there's only now what? 9 boxes left. We knew the Brady was coming. It was coming. Let's regroup and pause, calm ourselves, because that was incredible. Let's take a look at the break page. Brady is just an example of the sick stuff we have in our break room. We've been talking about it. Joe Montana Camo is still out there in that series. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Travis Kelce or Devontae Adams have been pulled either.
I don't know.
Actually, so I'm not sure, but I think Travis Kelce is out there still. So a lot of good headliners out there. Joe Montana would be a great guy to hunt as well. Joe Montana was considered the GOAT prior to Brady. When Joe Montana retired, everyone said Montana was the GOAT, and then Brady came along and kind of took his spot, at least among people's perceptions. We do have another break that's filled up though. We have football slabs number 1. Craig is in there. Steve Myers, fresh off his Brady win, is also in there, as is Gary Collins. So if we can get a box number for football slabs number 1, 22, 32, 33, 34, and 35. If you guys are in that break and can get us a box number, otherwise I will randomize those numbers. Haven't seen Gary or Craig in the chat much today. Now would be the time to call out that box number. Or maybe you should say, hey, Chris Roberts, pick the box number, because Chris Roberts knew. Who called out the 41? Michael Walker called out 41. Or no, Seaboss, Chris Bostain called out 41. So the two Chris's knew 41 was Brady. So if your name is Chris, you call out the box number, your odds are good today.
True.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. We're also only 3 slots away from the multi-sport slabs as well. Speaking of GOATs of the game, Tiger Woods is out there. LeBron James, 2 guys in the conversation for GOATs of the game in their sports. 33 says Gary Collins. Gary, I'm glad you're in here, my man. 33 is going off the ticker, and it's coming in to our break room. All right, here we go. A lot of Brady minis today, Steven. A lot of Brady minis. I believe this is our first non-Brady mini.
Yes. Yes, it is. Even though Dakota Neff's hopping back on the horse.
Does he want the Thanks Mean Joe?
He wants, he jumped into very Brady number 5.
Okay. 33. Here we go. The thing about Tom Brady that I'm very impressed about is that he seems to be getting better with age. That is why, to me, he is probably the ultimate GOAT because of longevity. My thought is that there's other guys who could have as many rings with the players he's had, the great defense. I mean, his first season, the defense carried him, but he keeps doing it. He's played more years than the rest of those guys. So I would say he is the GOAT right now. I think Patrick Mahomes has a chance to surpass him, but Patrick has struggled a little bit this year. Just a bit, for his high standards.
Yeah.
He's not getting better, he's just getting a better team around him. That's not a bad point. That Buccaneers team is certainly stacked.
Well, can't complain for a man wanting to upgrade in his life.
Look at that. Craig also called out 33. So, hey, we had 2 folks call out 33. Last time we had 2 folks call out 41. So, there could be something fire in this box. We're going 8 times for our randomizer. He's maintaining, said Cody Neff. Well, nonetheless, maintaining at that age is impressive enough.
Being smart.
No, impressive enough as it is. Is Tom Brady the MVP this year, Steven? Would you say he's MVP? He's probably the front runner right now. He's leading the league in touchdown passes and yards.
Yeah, for right now he might be, but there's still 5 games left, so.
There are.
A lot of games.
Craig Marcoe is in the NFC North. Steve Myers, the NFC South. Hey, Steve Myers
Again.
won the Brady with the NFC South. What's going on, folks? Craig in the NFC East. Gary Collins has the NFC West. All the AFCs minus the West, which is also Craig. Football slabbing. Football slabbing. All right, here we go. Ooh, Steven.
Yeah.
This is unique. How about this? Daniel Jones on Duke. It is a Beckett 10 autograph, 9.5 gem mint. Daniel Jones on Duke. It is a 2019 Contenders Draft Picks Game Day ticket. Daniel Jones, this is a beautiful card. Look at Daniel Jones when he wore number 17 in college. He's number 8 in the NFL with the Giants. He was a very talented quarterback out of Duke. It's not every day you see a QB out of Duke. Daniel Jones is the only Duke quarterback that I remember. This is a very unique hit. Daniel Jones on Duke, the Blue Devils. NFC East, that is Craig Marcoe. I like that. You like this card, Steven?
Yeah, it's a nice card for Daniel Jones. It's a nice way to get an autograph. And if you like Duke, I just don't like Duke.
I'm more of a UNC fan because Michael Jordan went there. That's my sole reason for becoming a UNC fan. I like that team with Ty Lawson and Tyler Hansbrough back in the day, too.
Yeah, those teams were fun.
Those were fun basketball teams. Craig Marcoe, you are taking home Daniel Jones, the Dookie. Daniel Jones has some talent, Jake. He hasn't quite realized it, but he also, similar to Justin Fields, our Dutch item, he's on a franchise with many problems and many injuries. Speaking of Mr. Fields, Steven, let's be nice to the customers. What are we at right now? 400?
Yeah.
You know, we'll go 375. 375 for this beautiful Justin Fields Eclipse helmet. It is a replica, but it is a beautiful signature. This is a rookie quarterback, the first round pick for the Chicago Bears. A lot of talent. He was a big-time player at Ohio State, big-time recruit out of high school. Originally projected as the number 2 overall pick behind Trevor Lawrence. Kind of surprising to see him slide down a little bit, but the Bears still got him pretty early in the first round. Make no excuses when you win, says Legit Podcast. Okay. Well, Brady does win. He wins. He is definitely a winner. I think Tom Brady has done enough to consider himself the GOAT, but sports are a team game. That's one thing that I think people definitely forget about sports. Football, one man is the quarterback. He is the most important player, the most important position. But if you don't have good offensive linemen, you don't have good receivers, you don't have good defense around you, good luck winning. Mac Jones is a great player. I love Mac Jones. Mac Jones is not a top 5 quarterback in the league. He plays on a top 5 football team in the league. And you can win. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. The point is, when you win that many, though, it shows that you're great as well. But when people talk about the GOAT debate, Steven, the one thing that I seem to forget is that people seem to forget is that it's a team game. There is not one man who can win a ring alone. Michael Jordan was getting knocked out in the first round or not making the playoffs before Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson came along. So, a lot of things to think about, but Brady is probably the GOAT. I don't have a problem with that argument. I just think people label him as far superior to other legends like Peyton Manning, etc. There's many guys who are in that same league. If Peyton Manning had Bill Belichick in those defenses, he'd have quite a few Super Bowls. The problem with the Peyton Manning-Brady debate is Manning tailed off earlier. Brady gets the GOAT points to me because he played better at a later age. So, good stuff, though. Good stuff. Hopefully this is another quarterback that is good in the future. Justin Fields, our hometown Bear. Cody Neff says, I would say Brady or Drew. Drew Brees, Cody? Drew Brees has, pretty much Drew Brees statistically on a per game level, actually has all those guys beat out.
Yeah, I still wouldn't take Breeze over those guys.
I wouldn't take Breeze over Brady, but I don't think he's like so far behind.
No, he's a great quarterback. But again, when his team won the Super Bowl, they had all those things lined up for him.
They did, and that's how it works. That's how it works. The first Super Bowl that Tom Brady won, he had 1 touchdown and 1 interception during the playoff run. He had 1 touchdown the entire playoffs. He only had 18 touchdowns that whole season.
I mean, you saw what Bill Belichick does with quarterbacks.
Yep. Brady's incredible. Brady is unbelievably good. He is probably the greatest quarterback of all time, and I'm good with that. The greatest NFL player of all time. Just his first 3 Super Bowls, Steven, he was actually winning in large part because of the defense. Especially that first year, the Patriots' defense led them to the Super Bowl. They were big time, and a lot of credit has to go to that defensive team that I think Teddy Bruschi was on, among others.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Law, he was really good.
Rodney Harrison, William McGinnis, Richard Seymour, yeah.
It's a stacked defense. The Patriots' defense was stacked back in the day.
Mike Vrabel.
That's 100% real. That's true, Cody. That is true, my man. Multi-sport slabs are sold out?
Yes.
Who closed us out there, Steven?
Terry Briner.
All right, Terry Briner, welcome back to the break room. Terry Briner is a longtime customer who now comes in and out of the break room. We are glad to have you in here, Terry. Multi-sport slabs. There we go. Craig Marcoux, Andrew Pimento, Michael Lepre, Steve Myers, and Terry Briner in here. No one wants to buy the Brady now that it's gone. Haha. Cody, that's one of the things I don't understand because I love that Joe Montana camo. Tom Brady is amazing, but Joe Montana was great too. Dirk won a ring on his own, says Legit Podcast. Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk had a really underrated team around him. He had guys like, I know they were past their prime, but man, Jason Kidd,
the Hall of Famer.
Sean Marion, and that was against the Miami Heat team that wasn't right. They weren't ready that season. That was before they knocked their chemistry down. And a big LeBron James fan, that was the worst series LeBron James has played in his entire life. So, Dirk Nowitzki did not set any sorts of NBA Finals records that series. There's many guys who've had more points in the NBA Finals than Dirk did. He was the one main superstar, but there was a lot of good players on his team. And if you look up those finals, Dirk Nowitzki's stats don't stand out any more than other NBA Finals guys. By the way, if we can get a box number, Michael Lepre, Andrew Pimento, Craig Marcoux, Steve Myers, or Terry Briner for the multi-sport slabs, if we can get a box number, that would be great.
Now, I'm going to push back on that a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, maybe the numbers stacked up compared to other finals aren't as superior to that. But it's more about when Dirk Nowitzki scored his buckets. And most of his points came in the fourth quarter when that team needed it the most.
Yeah.
To upset the Miami Heat that year.
He was definitely clutch. Dirk Nowitzki was great that series. He is a great basketball player. But
his teammates play great too.
Yeah, I'm just saying he had 26 points per game that series. Jason Terry had 18 a game, not far below him. Dirk shot 41.6% from the field. So, I mean, he did make a living at the free throw line. He had a very good series, but very rarely does a Finals MVP only get 26 points per game. That's all I'm saying. Terry's going with 16. 16, I will take off the ticker, and I will bring a 16 over for you guys. Multi-sport slabs. Let's see. Here we go. 16. No one has called out box 1 in the multi-sport slabs, so we just kind of skipped that one. I always find that interesting. By the way, Chris Roberts says that Montana is just as good for a collection, in my opinion, but I'm old school, says Chris Roberts. Chris, I agree. The only reason why the Brady is probably more valuable is because Montana signs more often. That is definitely why Brady is considered more valuable. I mean, Brady's a better player too, but Montana's, you can never get too much of Joe Montana. No one ever wants one, Cody Neff. I don't get that either. You guys know this by now. We keep things very random in here. We are not, one could be a headliner. One could be Tiger Woods. Could be LeBron James. Could be a lot of different things. And actually, this is what? Top spot, right, Steven?
Yes, it is.
So we open up the box first. He won that whole playoff run by himself. He was in Fuego. He was in Fuego. He was very good, but he definitely didn't do it himself. Speaking of NBA big man, this guy's a lot different than Dirk. He plays in the paint. He doesn't really shoot the jumpers and the threes and the fadeaways, but he's very good in the paint. Zion Williamson. This is a Zion Williamson 2019 Panini Prism 9 mint. This is a Zion rookie card, Steven, looks like.
Yes, it is. It's a base rookie card of his.
Following the footsteps of Art Hyman, Elton Brand, and Kyrie Irving, Williamson became the 4th player from Duke to be taken first in the NBA draft in 2019. And if you believe the hype, he could be the best, winning the NCAA Player of the Year award as a freshman is just the beginning. 22.5 points per game at Duke. He's been great in the NBA. He's had injuries, but when he's played, they haven't been able to stop his physicality, even at the NBA level. Zion Williamson. Nice. Nice. Love the multi-sport slabs. This is the two things that are the best on our website, in my opinion, Steven, is the multi-sport slabs and the Breezy Does It. There's so many different great hits in there.
True.
Nice Zion, says Terry. Terry would like that Zion. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7. Next click is top spot. Terry, don't get too excited. You're first after 7. First after 8 is Craig Marcoux. Craig, you are taking home Zion Williamson, one of the most athletic, freakish guys in the NBA. Zion. Nice. I like that, Craig. I like that. Multi-sport slabs. We haven't had a Zion in the room before. This is the first time I've ever seen Zion in our break room. A lot of unique hits in the multi-sport slabs. I know I pulled a Danica Patrick last week. Huge fan of this series, Steven. I love the multi-sport slabs.
Tiger hasn't been pulled yet, right?
Tiger Woods has not been pulled, I believe. Tiger Woods should still be out there, as should LeBron James.
Nice.
It's awesome. Zion. All I got to write is Zion. When you hear the name Zion, you immediately think of Zion Williamson. I don't know if there's any other Zions out there. I like that hit. It's a cool one. That is a cool hit. Congratulations, Craig. Put Justin Fields back on the screen here for you guys. I love the debates today, guys. The beauty of sports is you can all have your own opinions and we can all debate it. It is wonderful to be able to talk sports with you guys. I really appreciate all of you and all that you're adding to the break room. We're having a great time in here. All right, a couple things to point out right now. I'm going to go ahead and drop this link in just because, Steven, I would love to fill out one of these bad boys. It is our chase item of the day. Thanks, Mean Joe, Deion Sanders, Justin Jefferson, Sean Alexander, Fred Taylor, Jason Taylor, Jamal Charles, Lawrence Taylor, and Joe Green. A lot of really, really good helmets, specialty helmets in that series. We have Lunars, Flashes all over the board. Those first 3, Deion Sanders is a Lunar. The best corner of all time, Justin Jefferson, a great young receiver, is a Lunar. And Sean Alexander's also a Lunar. So that's a pretty good series. Would love to do one of those. Cody Neff is in there. Wants to do that one. Also, the Breezy Does It's a good series. We have Roger Staubach, a great hidden headliner. Would love to see you guys hop in the Breezy Does It because I feel bad that you haven't been able to see all the nice helmets in that series. Really borderline frustrating for me, Steven, how we haven't gotten moving on the Breezy Does It. But whatever you guys want to do, we will play it. Let us know in the chat what break you guys would like to fill up. because we would like to do a few more breaks before we get off the air, but we are slow at the moment. So this is the time to hop on to get our break page moving. We'll also go ahead and drop Justin Fields to his rock bottom price on the Dutch, $350. $350 on Justin Fields.
Nice.
Justin Fields.
Just a minor scratch on the crown.
Minor scratch on the crown, that white scratch, you can barely see it. I will go ahead and play a fun video for you guys to explain our advent calendar pulls. The way this works, anyone who enters the top spot chase, instead of spinning the wheel, which we automatically do, you can actually see what's in our advent calendar. You can see what the free item is, and then you can either keep the free item or you can spin the wheel for double the UA cash. But I'm going to play this video which explains it better than I can. Craig Marco says, thanks. Other breaks should start filling now that Brady was pulled. See, boss, I couldn't agree more. Here's a little incentive to fill the Thanks Mean Joe Green series, which we just started yesterday, which has all the headliners and a lot of sick helmets out there. This is our advent calendar video that explains what you can win in the top spot chase.
We are counting down the days to Christmas Eve. Sorry, there's no live break on Christmas Day. To celebrate, we are getting our Santa on and bringing the goodies for all of our breakers. Each show leading up to Christmas, we will have a special signed item available on both our noon and evening broadcasts of the UA Live breaks. This signed item will be up for grabs to the lucky person selected from our chaser wheel, who can choose to either keep that signed item or spin their own wheel for double the UA cash, up to $200 each show. These signed items will be huge names like Chris Godwin, Sean Alexander, and Devontae Adams. So whether you are grabbing yourself an early Christmas gift or getting something for that special someone, head to ultimateautographs.com to celebrate the season.
All right, you guys saw some fire that can come out of the advent calendar. You get an idea of what's in there. So we'd love to do one of those. In order to do that, we need to get a Thanks Mean Joe break done. 7 slots remaining in that one. All the headliners out there, as I said. So let us know what you guys would like to do. We've had some good hits today. The Tom Brady is the main one, but I really did enjoy that Zion hit. Let's see. We had Daniel Jones out of the football slabs. Let's see what else we had. We had, what's another good hit we had today, Steven? What's something fire out of the break room? I mean, the Brady kind of overshadows everything, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know how else you're supposed to top that. A Daniel Jones auto? That's not going to cut it.
Not going to cut it when it's compared to Tom Brady. Let's go, guys. Mean Joe needs us, says Cody Neff. Okay, Cody. Cody is trying to rally the troops to do the Mean Joe series. Let me click this Mean Joe series and give you guys an idea of what we have. So I'm actually going to even throw the randomizer on the screen. You actually can't really see on that site very well, so I'll read it for you. The potential hits available in this series are Joe Green. He is a great defensive lineman from the Steelers, famous Coca-Cola commercial, 4-time Super Bowl champ, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Jason Taylor, another great defensive lineman, another former Defensive Player of the Year. Jamal Charles, a great running back, one of the best yards per carry guys of all time. Tony Dorsett, a great Cowboys running back. Cody Neff and Chris Roberts, you guys are big Cowboy fans. Tony Dorsett is in this series. Justin Jefferson on a Lunar, one of the best young receivers in the NFL. Deion Sanders on a Lunar is in this series. Fred Taylor, top 20 all-time in career rushing yards. Sean Alexander, former NFL MVP, set the touchdown record, is in this series. Derek Mason, great Ravens receiver. Doug Williams, the first African-American quarterback to win the Super Bowl. Billy Sims, Heisman running back, played for the Detroit Lions in the NFL. Earl Campbell, another great running back. Fred Warner, a great linebacker. You know who else is in this series, Steven?
Who?
Michael Vick is in this series. Michael Vick Champ Bailey, I know our guy Larry Rosslin's a big Broncos fan. Another great quarterback, Randall Cunningham, is in this series. And then a couple more good running backs, Clinton Portis and Jamal Lewis. So a lot of good people in the Thanks Mean Joe Green. Mean Joe Green. Sorry guys, just got on. Can you tell me the price on the Dutch and is it authentic? Tony Payne, we certainly can tell you the price on the Dutch. It is $350. It is as low as we'll go. It is a replica, unfortunately, a replica helmet, but a beautiful Justin Fields signature. The only minor imperfection is this white mark at the top of the helmet. So this bad boy is in perfect shape, Tony. If you would like to do the Dutch, Justin Fields. Also, Tony, your buddy Cody Neff is in here. He's wanting to do the Thanks Mean Joe Green series. I just broke down some of the potential hits in there. That series is brand new on our website as of yesterday. So we've barely pulled anybody in that series. So a lot of good guys in that series, as well as the Breezy Does It. If you're looking for full-size authentics, the Breezy Does It is the place to go. Roger Staubach is out there, a hidden headliner. A lot of really, really good headliners in that series. A lot of good ones still left. We did pull Drew Brees. Kyler Murray is a great one in there as well. Tony, come on in. Join me in the Mean Joe, says Cody Neff. Cody would like Tony to join him in the Mean Joe. Does anyone else want to do the Mean Joe? Because this would be it, guys. This would be the time to hop in. We are pretty slow on orders right now. This would be a great time to get us moving again if you guys want to do some breaks. Cody wants to go. Cody's like, let's go. I want that Mean Joe. Cody's a big fan of our replica series, and those replica helmets are really nice, Steven.
Yes, they are.
Really, really nice. Anyways, couple other things to chat about. NFL Sunday this week, Steven. Any games that you're looking forward to? Any big matchups? Bills, Bucks. What about the Bears and the Packers? This man, Justin Fields.
Man, I don't have an interest in it.
I know the Packers will win, but do you think they cover 12 and a half?
I care about Aaron Rodgers throwing 4 touchdowns.
Because you have him in fantasy?
Yeah.
So you've already given up on the Bears, huh?
I gave up on the Bears week none.
Week none.
Yeah, I don't believe in them.
A lot of low hope for the Bears this year.
Did you see the rumor that Brian Pace is staying?
I don't know what to say. They got to mix things up. They got to get rid of the management in Chicago. There are a lot of problems with the Bears.
I can't talk Bears. It's just so sad.
It's so sad. Okay. Well, Steven, let me ask you this question, and this is opened up to the chat as well, guys, while we wait to hopefully fill out some orders. AFC playoff picture. Bunched up. Pats are 9-4. Titans are 8-4. Ravens are 8-4. Chiefs are 8-4. Who gets the top overall seed in the AFC?
The Patriots will.
The Patriots will. I think so too, because the Patriots are 7-1 in the conference. Every other team in the conference has at least 3 losses. The Patriots have the best defense in the NFL. They look like an unstoppable force right now. Bill Belichick had that hoodie. He has got that look from like a Sith Lord, and he's coaching like it. He's an absolute beast. Pats are looking good, says Cody. I agree. I think the Patriots are the team to get the top seed in the AFC. I do think, though, the Chiefs will have a shot in the playoffs. The Chiefs will be a dangerous team in the playoffs, but as far as regular season consistency, I think the Pats get that 1 seed. Tony Payne, unfortunately, the Patriots still play your Indianapolis Colts, who actually I think are one of the better teams in the AFC right now. But that slow start definitely could have cost your Colts, because having to play the Patriots is not fun. It is not fun.
I think the more interesting stat of the week is that Derrick Henry is now 2nd in rushing.
Still 2nd in the league in rushing.
No, now 2nd in rushing.
Oh, it took a while for Jonathan Taylor to pass him.
Yeah.
Well, he passed him a few weeks ago, actually. Taylor's at 13:48. Henry's at 9:37. He just moved to 3rd. Mixon just passed him up. But Henry's missed 4 weeks, and he's still third in rush yards. It is pretty crazy. It is. Derrick Henry's a beast. I don't know how the Titans will manage without him long term. Their offense has definitely been hurt without him. I want to see what happens in the NFC as well. Can the Cardinals hold on to that 1 spot? Because They're 10-2. The Packers are 9-3. They hold a tiebreaker over the Cardinals.
True.
So the Packers could get that 1 seed again in the NFC. So really, really interesting stuff. A lot of drama in the playoff picture. Who do you guys like in terms of Super Bowl favorite right now? He's like 75% of their offense, says Cody, talking about Derrick Henry. So, yeah, that is true. That is true. He is really, really good. I think they have some talent, though. Julio Jones and A.J. Brown have really, really underachieved with the Titans. Not just because I'm a Colts fan, but if they make the playoffs, I do think they could cause a ruckus. I don't think teams should sleep on them. Tony, I agree. I think that the Colts are a dangerous team, and I think that people see how good Jonathan Taylor is now. That's a team that you don't want to face in the playoffs. Of those lower seeds, I mean, I'd rather play the Steelers than the Colts. I'd rather play the Bengals than the Colts. I don't know about the Bills, though. The Bills could be another dangerous lower-seeded team because the Bills lose this week against the Bucs. They're 7-6 all of a sudden, and they still have to play the Patriots. So you can have the Bills could have 7 losses, Steven, and be like a 6-7 seed.
Yeah.
That would be dangerous. Cody Neff is going with Green Bay. I'll say this about Green Bay, Cody. Green Bay is a tricky team. It seems like they always overachieve. It seems like they just can't get over the hump. I just don't get how Green Bay only has 2 Super Bowl titles with Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. I guess they haven't put enough good players around them because you saw what happened when Jordan Love was in that week against the Chiefs. They couldn't get anything going. So I think Rodgers covers up a lot of mistakes on the rest of that Packers roster. I just don't trust them making the Super Bowl. I really don't. But I don't trust anyone in the NFC except for the Buccaneers because we've seen them win it. I acquired a graded 9 rookie Taylor card based how he's been playing, should only go up in value. I agree. C-Boss, I agree. I think that Taylor card is only going up in value. I was talking to one of my friends in fantasy. He's never won a fantasy league before. He has Jonathan Taylor this year. He's first place in the league. He has Taylor and Cooper Kupp. Talk about the all-overachieving team, Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Kupp. So I would love that card. That sounds like a really nice card at the moment. So, guys, love talking to you. Happy to talk a little bit longer, but this is kind of a last call for orders. 1:14 right now. We'll give it at least 8 minutes because 8 is my lucky number. We'll see where we're looking at. Now 1:15. So we'll give it to 1:23. We'll see where we're looking at 1:23. If we don't get any orders by 1:23, we'll call it a day for this afternoon show. You guys know the drill. All the breaks carry over to the night show, but we'll stay on a little bit longer. We'll give it at least 8 minutes. See where we're looking at. If we fill up some orders, get close, or fill up a break, we are happy to break it. But I will say we haven't had an order since the 1 o'clock hour, so now would be the time to hop in and order. I don't want to talk fantasy. I had CMC, Christian McCaffrey, says C-Boss. And the guy who was in first place in our league had Derrick Henry, and he's moved from first all the way to third since Henry got hurt. So that happens.
Injuries are a killer.
Weak teams that make the playoffs think they are Hercules, and they play with a lot of confidence, and sometimes that's all it takes, says Tony Payne. Well, when you play with nothing to lose, when you're in there with the underdog, it's easier for you. I think that's something that the Packers don't do well. They play as a favorite, and I feel like they get in their heads a little bit. I think Brady and the leadership in Tampa Bay, they've won. They're not overlooking anybody, but I think the Packers struggle as a favorite. In fact, you might remember this, Steven. When the Packers did win the only Super Bowl with Rodgers, I think they were a 6 seed. I believe the Packers were a 6 seed that year. So,
yeah. Oh, when they won it, yeah, they were. That is a fact.
Bob says my first 2 wide receiver fantasy football picks were Ridley and A.J. Brown. Yuck. Bob, I can relate. I have A.J. Brown as well. A.J. Brown was doing so bad and got hurt that I dropped A.J. Brown. I just couldn't put up with him anymore. A.J. Brown had a very rough fantasy season. I've got some good players on my team, but I had 2 that greatly underachieved. That is why I'm fighting for a playoff spot, and I need some help. in an 8-person league. I have A.J. Brown and Baker Mayfield, two of the all-time underachievers on my team. But Leonard Fournette is looking good right now. Tom Brady's looking good right now. Not Tom Brady, excuse me. Aaron Rodgers on my fantasy team. And who's really kind of carried my team from the bottom of the league to playoff hope is Leonard Fournette.
Yep.
Leonard Fournette has been great, who all of a sudden is getting a lot of catches.
That was my 4th round pick, or 5th or 6th round pick.
Tony agrees with me 100% on the Packers and Rodgers, but he's not a Rodgers fan at all either. Yeah, I respect Rodgers. I think he's a great player. I liken him to a Kevin Durant, and I might not be right in this judgment, but my feeling is that Rodgers is a great player. I just don't think he's that great leader. I think he covers up a lot of mistakes on his teammates, but he doesn't inspire the team. And Durant's the same way. Durant's an ISO player. He's not one that inspires the rest of the crowd. But we'll see what happens with Aaron Rodgers. We'll see if he plays next year. I would love to see what happens with him. Since my very old league is still touchdowns only in our 38th year, James Conner was my one great late-round pick. Okay, I like that. James Conner is having a solid season with the Cardinals this year.
True.
Fantasy is crazy. The guy who won our league last year is one of the last-place guys. Anything can happen in fantasy. Things change year to year. I can tell you my very best fantasy team I've ever had, Steven, was the very first one I ever had.
Yeah.
I went undefeated in fantasy, won the league. I thought I was going to do this every time. Have not gone undefeated since. Have won some titles, but I've played a lot of leagues. I had Peyton Manning on his inaugural touchdown-breaking season. I think it was like 04 or 05. Peyton Manning broke the touchdown record held by Dan Marino. I had Peyton Manning. I had Steve Smith and Chad Johnson, who were the top 2 receivers at the time. That was a stacked team. My first fantasy team ever. I used to have a rule in fantasy, Steven. If Peyton Manning was on the board, I would draft him.
Yeah.
Because he was all reliable, as I would say with Peyton Manning. All reliable. I also had him the year he broke the touchdown record again with the Broncos.
Very nice.
So he was a good guy to have. We played fantasy football without PCs and the internet. Many times we didn't know who scored until the newspaper came out Monday morning. I love it, Bob. Bob, what was the first year that you did fantasy football? I think you said it's been over 30 years that your league has been around or something. What is the first year or you ever did fantasy? 1984. 1984. So that was like Dan Marino was probably the top fantasy player back then, throwing all those touchdown passes. 84, it's now what? I'm bad at math, Steven. It's now 2021. That's 37 years?
Yeah, it's nearly 40.
Wow. 38th year. 38th year. Actually, Bob wrote up there. 1984. I had Marino, Duper, and Clayton. Okay, that's a good team, Bob. You probably won that league if you had Dan Marino in fantasy. What is the first year fantasy was a thing? I mean, it had to be around 84. It's really took off. It's took off, and I'm jealous that you've had that relationship with your friends and you've done fantasy before it was popular. Way later than that, says Bob. Okay. I come in the break room to sell you guys some merchandise, to play some breaks, but I also come in here to learn. I learn from Bob. Bob is a sports encyclopedia. I personally pride myself on being very knowledgeable on sports, but Bob is literally an encyclopedia. There was only one magazine, Street and Smith's. Never heard of it, Bob. Have you heard of a Street and Smith, Steven?
No.
Is that like Sports Illustrated, ESPN, the magazine?
It's probably just a magazine ranking the players, like one of the first ones to do it.
One of the first fantasy football ranking magazines. I like it. All right, guys. Well, hey, last call for orders. I'm loving hearing about all this fantasy football stuff, but a last call for orders. We do not have our chase filled up also, so unless we fill that up, we actually are literally going to sign off the air before we do anything else. Last call for orders. Fantasy football didn't get popular until computers and the internet was created. Brady did hit yet, Bob, so that is why we've slowed down. Brady was hit on a single spot snipe by Steve Myers. He had one spot. Steve Myers took home the Brady. We still haven't heard from him. He is a guy that does occasionally pop in the chat. He must be over the hill with that Tom Brady hit. So that's probably why we have slowed down a little bit since we did pull the Tom Brady. I can tell you this, guys, though, that football mini series, the very, very Brady mini helmet series, we still have a Joe Montana camo helmet out there. Bob can tell you Joe Montana was an absolute legend in the 80s. You know, one of the very best quarterbacks of all time. So that might be a good one to close up real fast, or we'll do that one tonight. Thanks Mean Joe Green is wide open. It's our new series on the website. Naughty or Nice is pretty wide open. The best thing we have on the site is the Breezy Does It full-size helmet series. That's wide open also. Good hit for him, Steve. My recommendation, sell it while it has its high value. Bob, Chris Roberts is a guy in here. Chris Roberts, his son won a Brady Michigan helmet. Chris Roberts wants to wait until the Super Bowl until him and his son maybe sell that item because he told me that he thinks that Brady could go up even more if he gets an 8th Super Bowl ring. Bob does say it'll never get more valuable. I figure if you've got something so valuable, I agree, Bob. Sell it right now because you never know what'll happen for sure. At the very least, definitely sell it after the football season. I wouldn't wait too much longer on selling that Brady Mini. Got to be worth a lot, though, because a single spot snipe, it was a double box break, but Steve Myers paid $44 for that, Steven. $44 to get himself a Tom Brady Eclipse on the Buccaneers. That's not a bad bargain, if you ask me.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. He'll retire, then start signing a little more, decreasing the rarity. Bob, that's a really good point. That is a really good point. We were in here earlier. Chris Roberts said that he thought that Joe Montana, to him, was just as valuable as Tom Brady because he's old school. I was like, you make a good point, Chris. I think their value could be close, but Joe Montana signs a ton. We have him in the break room a lot. Tom Brady does not sign as much, but once he does retire, he'll start signing more, so his value will decrease. He might. I think there's a good chance he'll sign more. We'll see. He definitely doesn't need the money, though, because he's got a lot of money from his playing careers and a lot of money from his wife as well. I said collectible, not as valuable. Chris, that's a good point. Chris, that is a good point. I don't want to take words out of your mouth. That is true. As a collectible, Joe Montana, if you're looking to keep, is close in value as a collectible to Tom Brady. Good stuff. All right, guys, we'll give it another minute or two. Otherwise, we're signing off the air, doing a last call. If anyone wants to rally the troops for the final time, we are wide open on the website. We haven't had an order in a while, so this will do it unless we fill up something really, really fast. Collectible to us old guys, says Chris. I'm a Montana believer. Laugh out loud. I'm a Montana believers as the best. You guys are trying to sucker. Okay. $385 for a damaged replica. Sheesh, says Matt Menard. This is a really clean replica. It is just that minor white spot in the front, but it is a rookie signature, a beautiful signature on Justin Fields. But hey, other people may think that because we haven't sold Mr. Fields yet. I have a helmet signed by Montana and Dwight Clark, where Clark drew the play on the helmet. That was Montana throwing that game-winning touchdown to Dwight Clark on The Drive, as it's known, Steven. The Drive. One of the most legendary drives in NFL history. So, Matt Menard is in here. Matt Menard, anything you would like to play? I did see that we had a couple people hop in on the stream. But if you guys just hopped in, we're pretty slow on orders. So now would be the time to hop in and make some orders. Otherwise, we're signing off for the afternoon. Matt Fields is not a cheap on the internet sites either. Matt, that's right. Bob is right. The reason why Fields isn't cheap is because it's a new signature. It's a rookie player. This is one of his original signatures. A lot of the rookie helmets and memorabilia tends to be higher priced because this is, of course, an original signature. And this is, quite frankly, a really nice signature, and it's an Eclipse helmet. Yeah. So you can't find the Field stuff very cheap. I just thought we're two Bears fans in here. We might as well sell, or try to sell at least, a Dutch Justin Fields. Bob makes a good point. Retired and TB12 may go down due to more merchandise. Chris, Bob is always making good points. Something for you and your son, Andrew Roberts, to keep in mind. He won't retire now, though. We know he'll play at least the end of this season. So your thought of maybe at least holding off until the playoffs does make sense. But for sure, after the Super Bowl, I would sell that Brady unless you're looking to keep it yourself. All right, guys. Well, hey, that'll do it. We've had a great time chatting with you. Get the money while you can. Where Trubisky's going for 3 years ago, I'm not sure, but I think Justin Fields certainly can't get worse than Trubisky. I hope, at least. Anywho, who's on tonight? Chris Roberts, I believe Mike is on, and Steven, you're producing. Is that right?
Yep.
So it'll be Mike and Chris tonight. Or Mike and Chris. Mike and Steven. I'm looking at your name, Chris. They'll be on tonight at 7 o'clock Central Time. We're on 12 and 7 Central Time weekdays, 2 and 8 weekends. Bye, y'all. Bye, Bob. Bye to everyone. Thanks for playing in our break room, and have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon.
Thank you for breaking with Ultimate Autographs in the UA Live break room. If you had an awesome time, you can join us again every day. We are live breaking certified sports memorabilia at noon and 7 p.m. Central Time every weekday, and 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Central Time on the weekends. As a reminder, if you purchased a spot in a break that did not fill, your spot will transfer to the next UA Live Breaks broadcast. Lastly, if you earned UA cash today, the funds will be added to your account in 24 hours. Thanks again for breaking with Ultimate Autographs. We hope to see you again soon.